A teenage couple exploring the woods at night. As they begin making out in the car, the boy notices a figure in front of his car. He grabs a gun and steps out to investigate, calling out into the darkness. Suddenly, a shot is fired, killing him instantly. Terrified, the girl runs into the woods, but she trips and falls. Before she can get up, someone captures her from behind. The movie shifts to a group of 4 college students planning a spring break trip to the dunes. The guys pack their stuff and head out in the car to pick up their friends. Meanwhile, Amy and Bree go shopping for trip essentials. At the store, 2 homeless men overhear their conversation about the dunes and warn them that the place has a bad reputation. Finding the men creepy, the girls ignore the warning and leave. Elsewhere, their friend Crystal lies to her father about their trip's location. Despite her assurances, he remains suspicious and warns her about the dark mysteries associated with the dunes. Crystal insists everything is fine, as they are not going there. Shortly after, Amy and Bree arrive at Crystal's house, just as the guys pull up to pick them up. The car was short on space for all the luggage. The muscular guy, Chase, orders Jake to throw out the spare tire. Jake thinks it's a bad idea, but Chase insists, so Jake complies. They set off on their trip. During the journey, Chase starts bullying Jake. Despite everyone asking him to stop, he continues. Jake eventually snaps and says something mean to Chase, who gets out of the car and slaps Jake. Will tries to calm the situation, and Jake considers stabbing Chase but controls himself. Will and Coroner manage to calm everyone down, and they continue their journey. Later, Coroner suggests a shortcut, but Chase rejects it, claiming he knows the way. On the empty road, they see a large man walking alone. Chase throws a beer can at him for a laugh, and the others condemn his actions. Just then, they hit barbed wire, flattening their tire. As the big man approaches, everyone starts freaking out. Will suggests arming themselves, while Crystal believes they should just apologize. When the man reaches them, they apologize, and he forgives them. Chase gives the man another beer as a goodwill gesture. The man mentions he hasn't seen any other vehicles on this road except theirs. They realize there's no network on their phones. Jake volunteers to go look for help, taking a flashlight. As he leaves, the man warns it's dangerous out here, but they believe Jake will be fine. Chase comments how he's relieved Jake is gone. Crystal lashes out at Chase for being immature and selfish, and her boyfriend Will supports her. As it gets dark, the man suggests they gather wood for a campfire. Everyone collects wood and rocks to make a fire pit. Despite multiple tries, they fail to light the fire. The man volunteers and lights it up on his first try. They gather their chairs around the fire. The man introduces himself as Hector and wonders why Jake is taking so long to return. Chase changes the topic to food, and it turns out no one packed any. Chase jokes about Hector hunting something with his bow and arrow. Hector responds he could hunt with his knife, startling everyone before admitting he was joking. He's not a hunter. They start sharing funny stories, and Hector says he has a true story to share. He explained how not a long time ago, a group of friends went to the dunes to party. But they were not alone. There was a deranged man living there on the hill. The man liked seeing people being intimate. When everyone was asleep at night, the man took a sharp object and went to their camp. He killed the last one of them. Bree, disturbed by the story, walks out. The others assure her it's just a made-up story, but Hector insists it's true, and that one of the blood trails goes through their current location. No one ever found all the body parts of the victims. His passion while telling the story worries everyone. Crystal asks what he's doing in an empty area with no luggage. Hector gives a vague answer, saying he's just passing through. Bree tells Coroner she finds Hector creepy and thinks they should ask him to leave. Coroner reassures her that Hector is strange but harmless and promises to keep an eye on him. They rejoin the group, and Hector apologizes for scaring them. Later, Chase takes Amy into the woods. As they start to get intimate, Chase remembers he forgot the protection in the car. He returns to the car. There, Coroner suggests scaring Amy. Chase agrees, and Coroner goes to scare her while Chase returns to the group. Bree pleads with the others to make Hector leave, fearing he's up to something, but they believe he's strange but not dangerous. Meanwhile, as Coroner is about to scare Amy, someone grabs him from behind. Amy, thinking it's a game, calls out to Chase and closes her eyes. When she opens them, Hector is standing above her in a creepy manner. She screams, and the group hears it, but thinks it's just coroner scaring her. When they don't return, Chase goes to check and finds the sheet Amy was lying on, now soaked with blood. They realize Hector is dangerous and that they are in trouble. They begin searching for their friends, but find no trace of them. In the woods, strange noises scare them, so they run back to their truck. Crystal trips over and sees a severed hand, but gets up and keeps running. They all lock themselves inside the truck. Will wants to drive off, even with a flat tire, to save their lives. But unfortunately, Amy had the keys. Inside the car, they find a newspaper with a picture of Hector, identifying him as the man in the story he told. Crystal's father was the arresting officer, but Hector had escaped. They discuss their options, and Will suggests that Crystal and Bree wait around the fire pit while he and Chase hide below the truck. The girls should call out for Hector, pretending everything is fine. When he approaches, the guys will attack him from behind and kill him. They all agree. Meanwhile, Crystal's father reads the newspaper and learns about Hector's escape. He calls his captain and dispatches a team to the dunes to look for his daughter. He then calls her friend, Trisha, to look after his younger daughter for a few hours. As Trisha arrives, he leaves to search for Crystal. Bree and Crystal call out for Hector while the guys hide. As Hector approaches, Will and Chase attack him from behind. Not taking any chances, they tie him up and set off on foot down the road. After walking for a while, they find Jake's flashlight lying on the road. It is revealed that Jake was attacked and killed by a large man. Chase cries for him while Bree breaks down. Chase calms her down, but is then stabbed from behind. Everyone runs into the woods. Bree stops to catch her breath, but is attacked and killed. As Will and Crystal run, Crystal suspects they are dealing with psycho brothers who are murderers. Will assures her that everything will be fine, and they keep moving. Meanwhile, Crystal's father reaches the campfire site and finds a rope covered in blood. Seeing her their vehicle, he suspects they might not be far and continues looking out for them. Will and Crystal reach a place with trucks and believe someone might live there. They approach slowly, but see a creepy man from a distance and hide. The man is carrying some severed human body part on his shoulder. As the man leaves, they try to escape, but Will is attacked. Crystal runs for her life and hides in a hole. The creepy man grabs her by her hair, but is attacked by someone from behind. Crystal gains consciousness and finds herself with Hector. He tells her the story he shared earlier was about his son, who went to the dunes with friends and was killed by the creepy man. When the police arrived at the scene, they thought Hector was the murderer and arrested him. He spent 5 years in prison before escaping. The creepy man is lying behind them. Hector assures her everything will be fine, and they decide to go home. As they lift the truck's lid, Crystal's father is there and shoots at Hector. Crystal screams for him to stop, but Hector dodges the bullet, which hits the creepy man who was about to attack. Crystal's father thanks Hector and assures him there will be no case against him. They all leave to go back home. As the movie ends, it is revealed that the creepy man isn't actually dead. This is Buff Recap Channel. Stay safe and thanks for watching.